My name's Phil Councell Jr. I'm a 10th generation farmer here in Talbot County. We are located about 5 miles north of Easton, and we farm from the Y Mills area to the Easton area. We have just over 1,000 acres tillable and then about 800 acres of timber. We grow corn, soybeans, wheat, which primarily go to the poultry industry, a variety of fresh market vegetables. And the fresh market vegetables, we direct market those. We have a retail market on the highway on Route 50, which is the main corridor between the metropolitan areas and the beach. We have an ag tourism operation. We grow and market some timber as well. I think if you look back in Maryland history, it always has transitioned from one thing to another. To go back years and years, I think there was tobacco and a lot of vegetables. Sometime, I think in the 20s and 30s, primarily switched over to livestock. My grandparents and my dad milked cows, and when I was a kid, we raised hogs, and we transitioned out of that into grain. A lot of farmers transitioned out of that into poultry, raising broilers. And in the 80s, we transitioned into the fresh market vegetables as a sideline to the grain operation. Volume, the vegetables take up a smaller portion. We're probably about 10% on a tillable acreage, then usually about 900 acres or a little better of grain. So grain is still the primary and most important land use, in my opinion. I don't think the poultry industry could make it without the grain farmers, and without a doubt, the grain farmers in the state of Maryland probably could not make it without the poultry industry at this time. They are our market. We no-till, we incorporate the fertilizer. And no-till is where, I guess to go back when I first started farming, we moldboard plowed everything. We literally turned the ground upside down. We about 8 inches deep, and then we disced it twice, planted the crop. If we had a heavy rain, we lost a lot of topsoil, some of those things, but there was no better way to do it. That's how we had to do it. And probably in the 1970s, my dad was actually the first one in this area to grow no-till corn. And that is where the planter has attachments on it to slice right into the residue from the previous crop and put the seed at the correct depth, and you can put the fertilizer in with minimal soil disturbance. And that's helped a lot as far as sediment erosion. We do a nutrient management plan every year. We have a nutrient management consultant. We take soil tests every year, analysis of all the fertilizer, the poultry manure that we use, and then based on the recommendations from him, we apply those according to that nutrient management plan. We have conservation plans on all our ground. We do best management practices. We're enrolled in the Conservation Security Program, which is a program from NRCS that recognizes some of those practices that we do. And in fact, I'm quite proud of it, but in 2010, we were awarded the Conservation Partner of the Year for Talbot County. We truly believe that it's always the land. It's about the land. You know, when it comes down to it, it was here a long time before we got here, and hopefully the councils will be farming it a long time after I'm gone. I think that I was put on this earth, and I think most farmers feel that their job is to feed the world. And as a Maryland farmer, that's what I think. In other words, I think the American farmer is probably the most efficient, the most conservation-minded farmers in the world. And it's our job to feed the world. I truly believe that. I think that the general population in the United States loses sight of that and takes it for granted. But we have plenty to eat in this country, and we're very fortunate. But there's a lot of countries that we export grain to that are not quite so fortunate, and they depend on us. And it's our job to do the best we can to see that they have what they need supply-wise to feed their people as well. Just being outside, and it's probably something about it that you can't explain, but it's a passion. But farming has been good to us. We've made a good living at it. It's hard work, but it's nothing better than playing in the dirt.